Stanley Stan Shunpike was a wizard and also the conductor of the night bus. He was wrongfully imprisoned in Azkaban for jokingly boasting about having information on the Death Eaters, and also later joined the Dark Organization while under the influence of the Imperious curse. This is the life and misfortune of Stan Shunpike, plus the history of the night bus. Stanley was born between September 15, 1974 and September 13, 1975, and possibly grew up in inner London as he had a strong Cockney accent. It is unknown, however, if he ever attended Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, but most likely did. If so, he would have attended from 1986 to 1993, making him in the same year as Marcus Flint. Stan was the conductor for the night bus. He was surprisingly good at his job, but not a man of high intelligence. It's my belief that Stan did indeed attend Hogwarts, but sadly did not achieve high marks in school, most likely failing his final exams and therefore never graduating. It's possible that Albus Dumbledore took pity on Stan and arranged for him to work the simple job of bus conductor for the night bus. Now, that is my own speculation, so please don't quote me on that. Despite the boy's fame, Stan actually failed to recognise Harry Potter, who had just fled from 4 Privet Drive and instead believed his alias of Neville Longbottom. But then again, it might have simply been that he did not get time to properly examine Harry's scar, as Harry hid it immediately after Stan showed interest, which would have likely confirmed Harry's true identity. When talking to Harry and others on the night bus, he showed his love of gossip and having inside information, a trait that later landed him in Azkaban. Stan attended the 1994 Quidditch World Cup, and after the match, he and several others were witnessed by Harry Potter and Ron Weasley trying to chat up a group of Vila, with Stan making the outrageous comment of him about to be made the youngest Minister for Magic ever, in an effort to impress them. Stan met Harry once again when he, along with Ron and his siblings, were being transported by the night bus back to Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. This time, Stan realised who Harry was, though made the mistake of blurting out his name to his friend, the driver, Ernie Prang. Harry's primary bodyguard, the expertly disguised Auror Nymphadora Tonks, threatened to curse Stan into oblivion if he mentioned Harry's name again, as they were concerned for Harry's security. Stan, true to his vain nature, tried to impress his friends at a local pub by making the statement that he had inside knowledge of the Death Eaters' plans. The Ministry of Magic, now led by Rufus Scrimgeour, found out and raided his home in Clapham, taking him into custody on suspicion of Death Eater activity. Stan was then sent to Azkaban prison. He continued his incarceration throughout 1996, and was one of the reasons that Harry refused to cooperate with Scrimgeour or serve as the Ministry's poster child, as Harry refused to believe that Stan could be a Death Eater. Indeed, the interrogation with Stan has revealed that he has absolutely no link with the Death Eaters at all, but the Ministry kept him in order to put up a facade of progress. In 1997, Azkaban experienced yet another breakout, but Stan was freed and joined the Death Eaters' ranks under the Imperious curse. Stan took part in the Battle of the Seven Potters, during which he and nearly 30 other Death Eaters flew into battle against members of the Order of the Phoenix, who were trying to transport Harry Potter to safety. Stan and several others unknowingly tracked down the real Harry, who had been given decoys to lure pursuers away. In combat, Harry fired a spell that knocked Stan's Death Eater mask off, exposing his blank eyes, a telltale sign of the Imperious control. And because the stunning spell, while over 100 feet in the air, would result in Stan falling to his death, Harry elected to shoot a disarming charm, blowing Stan's wand out of his hand, though Stan's comrades recognised this as Harry's signature move and broke off their attack, instead summoning Voldemort himself into the fray. It is unknown if Stan participated in the Battle of Hogwarts. Following the Battle of Hogwarts, it was reported that hundreds of people under the control of the imperious curse were freed. If Stan did survive to this point, and if he was really under the imperious curse, he most likely returned to his job on the night bus, though his fate is unknown. Stan was described as being 18 or 19 at the most in 1993, and as having large protruding ears and quite a few pimples. He wore a purple uniform as to go with the colour of the night bus. He had a vain nature and had often resorted to boasting when in the presence of attractive young women in order to try and impress them. Stan had a fairly slovenly appearance and was somewhat more unkempt in appearance than most wizards, suggesting he resorted to toughness to bolster his perceived credibility with girls. As mentioned, Stan's job was as the conductor of the night bus. The night bus is a triple-decker purple AEC Region 3 RT that assists stranded individuals of the wizarding community through public transportation. It operates at a very fast speed and obstacles will jump out of its way. The bus is driven by Ernie Prang. To hail the bus, a witch or wizard must stick their wand hand in the air in the same manner that a muggle might do while hailing a muggle bus within the UK. Though it is possible to book tickets for travel on the bus in advance. The night bus is a relatively modern invention in wizarding society, which sometimes, though it will rarely admit it, takes its ideas from the muggle world. The need for some form of transportation that could be used safely and discreetly by the underage or the infirm had been felt for a while, and many suggestions had been made, like sidecars on taxi-style broomsticks, or carrying baskets slung on the thestrals, all of which were vetoed by the ministry. Finally, the night bus was first commissioned in 1865. The idea was proposed by then Minister of Magic, Dougald MacPhail. While some wizards, mainly pureblood fanatics, announced their intention of boycotting what was dubbed the Smugglesque outrage in the letters page of the Daily Prophet, the night bus proved hugely popular with most of the community and remains busy to this day. Inside, during the night bus has beds, curtained windows and candles burning in brackets beside each bed. It cost Harry 11 sickles to get a ticket to London from Surrey, but for 13 sickles he could have a cup of hot chocolate too, while 15 sickles would get him a hot water bottle and a toothbrush in any colour. During the day, there are just seats that are apparently not bolted down. The bus does not seem to have much in the way of safety features, as passengers and luggage alike are being thrown around the inside of the bus during its haphazard manoeuvres. The driver's seat is more of an armchair than what a muggle vehicle's car seat would be or look like. It may have a powerful, imperturbable charm placed on it so objects can leap out of its way. The bus does not travel underwater, but can go anywhere on land. Due to the outrageous manners of the bus's designs and services, the hot chocolate would end up spilling all over the place when served. Despite the night bus being a very popular travelling method for the wizarding community that kept it busy to this day, most of its passengers seemed very pleased to get off when they finally arrive at their destination. If Stan Shunpike did indeed survive the Wizarding War, return to his duty as night bus conductor, and most likely still be employed in the role, which due to his poor IQ would be no surprise, then he would be approximately 44 years of age and would probably waste little time in bragging to any of Harry Potter's children about the time he met their dad should they ever use the night bus. And that is all for today's video, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel if it is your first time watching. And if you're a fan of the channel and feel like you'd like to contribute, my restructured Patreon account is up and running. And in exchange for your contribution of a minimum of $1 a month, there are many rewards you can receive, like suggesting one of my upcoming videos, exclusive Patreon only videos for you to watch, and even one-to-one Skype calls where we can hang out and talk everything Harry Potter or anything in general. So please make sure to check out some of my other videos on the left hand side of the screen. My second channel, Game of Thrones Lore, is on the right hand side of the screen. And if you want to check out some merch, I've got a merch store on the bottom right, or you can click the link in the description below. Thanks again everyone, and I hope you all have a great day. Click the link in the description below. Thanks again everyone, and I hope you all have a great day.